Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be about my truck. Once I got back home, my truck sat for 5 days, and when I went to drive it again, it was smoking pretty bad. It would be like whitish blue smoke intermittently. There was no like pattern. Sometimes it did it, sometimes it didn't. After some research, I assumed that it was injectors. So today I removed them quick because I was on a very tight time restraint, and I took them in, they tested them, everything, and sure enough, 3 out of the 6 injectors were not in the best quality. 2 of them they described as being mushy. It wasn't very working the way it should. And one of them took a lot of field pressure to actually open up. So after talking to them, figuring out what injectors I want and what injectors would be best for what I do, I also got new O-rings for the connecting tubes. This is the end where the fuel rail goes, and this part goes into the injector. So they'll sit just like that. Yeah, I'm going to put these O-rings on, and then I'm going to go over the process of putting everything back together, since I wasn't able to video it taking everything apart because I had to do it very quickly otherwise I wouldn't have everything for a while. So let's put her back together. As I said, I already disassembled everything, and I will go over putting everything back together. What it looks like right now, I just got old t-shirt covering the intake so nothing goes in there, that's right there. Kind of have it propped up. These are all the fuel lines. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 more back there. Injectors go in those big holes. I'll show you what that looks like when it's all done. These are the intake valves, these are the exhaust valves on every cylinder. Some stuff that I had to take off was batteries. Both of them are disconnected. I had to disconnect this to get my arms back there easier. Here's the first injector. I'm going to put a little O-ring on a little oil. Put a little oil on the O-ring. Make sure it seats properly and don't mess it up. Then, believe it or not, this is the valve cover bolt, and it'll actually thread right on in there. Makes it very easy for putting in and taking out. And this is where the fuel goes in, so you want to make sure you put it on the side where the connecting tubes are, which are on this side. So the hole, we want to make sure it goes that way. There we go. Just clicked right on in there. We got our connecting tubes right here, all cleaned off. figured we'll put those in right away. To do so, you got all these fuel line holders that hold all the fuel lines like together so they're not moving around. I loosened all those so my fuel lines are pretty loose. So, very carefully, I'll move it. Then I'll put our tube in here. Put it right in the hole there. Might have to turn the injector around a little bit. These will go right on top of the injector, so it holds the injector down. And there we go. It just slides right on in there perfectly. We'll put this bolt. It's an 8mm bolt. We'll put that right in top. I'll do all the torquing at the end. Once the injector is seated properly, your connecting tube you'll feel it pop in there perfectly. And then you'll put your fuel line back down there so it seats just like that. Put this collar on there. Tighten it on. Now we're going to do the same thing to the rest of them. Alright, so we got all the tie downs done. All of the bolts are torqued to 82 foot-pounds. And like I said, there's two 8mm bolts on both sides of the tie downs. The injector's right underneath there. And then we're just going to put the valve cover on and then tighten all the fuel lines. And another quick thing, when you put your valve cover back on, you want to make sure to put it on with your rear bolt on there, because you will not be able to put the bolt in once the valve cover is on. It's getting dark, but we're still plugging away. We got all these tight. All the fuel lines are all tight, all set. Now we're just going to put the intake on and hook up some more electrical, and soon she'll be running again. Put these bolts down in there. It's been a couple weeks since I was able to finish this video, but that night that I was working on the truck, I got everything buttoned up, everything bolted on, intake valve cover, everything was all done. Then the following morning, I had to just reprem fuel system, which that will be in a future video. And